Pain and pressure are inevitable. They come for every man, no exceptions. Some are physical, some are emotional, some are visible, some are silent. Most men try to avoid them. They numb themselves, they distract themselves, they complain, they give up. But the truth is simple. Pain and pressure are tests. They reveal your character. They determine whether you rise or remain weak. Real men don't avoid pain. They don't run from pressure. They face it. They embrace it. They grow from it. And mastering this skill is the difference between mediocrity and greatness. Today, we're going to explore how real men handle pain and pressure, and how you can become one of them. Pain and pressure are inevitable. Life isn't fair. You will be tested. You will fail. You will hurt. Pressure will hit you at work, at home, in relationships, in your health, in finances. Some men fold under it. They complain. They blame. They avoid responsibility. Strong men, they accept it. They know that discomfort is part of growth. They understand that pressure is unavoidable, but how you respond is your choice. Pain is not a punishment. Pressure is not a curse. They are tools. Tools that, if used correctly, forge strength, resilience, and respect. The mindset of a real man. Real men don't wait for comfort. They don't expect life to be easy. They don't rely on luck, excuses, or external validation. Instead, they develop mental toughness. They train their minds to handle challenges calmly, to stay focused under stress, to act decisively when emotions scream to quit. A real man knows pain and pressure are temporary, but strength is permanent. It's not about avoiding suffering. It's about enduring it and using it to grow. Facing pain without running. Most men run from pain. They drink. They scroll endlessly on their phones. They distract themselves with temporary pleasures. But running never solves anything. Real men understand that pain carries lessons. They examine it. They extract meaning. They let it teach them. Physical pain, they push their limits. They train their bodies. They test their endurance. Emotional pain, they reflect. They confront themselves. They grow. Avoiding pain is weakness. Facing it is power. Pressure is not just stress. It's clarity under chaos. It's deadlines, responsibilities, challenges, and high stakes all combined. Weak men crumble, they panic, they overreact, they make impulsive decisions. Real men stay composed. They analyze the situation. They focus on solutions, not the problem. Pressure doesn't break them. It reveals them. The real question isn't, why am I under pressure? It's, how am I going to respond? Pain and pressure trigger emotions. Anger, fear, frustration, anxiety. Most men let those emotions control them. They lash out. They complain. They quit. Real men don't let emotions dictate their actions. They practice self-control. They respond deliberately. Self-control doesn't mean hiding emotions. It means choosing your actions regardless of your feelings. A man who controls himself in chaos becomes unstoppable. Real men don't wait for life to test them to grow. They prepare. Daily routines build mental and physical resilience. They train their bodies, knowing physical endurance strengthens the mind. They read, reflect and journal, training their minds for clarity under pressure. They practice discipline, building the habit of following through when it's hard. Pressure and pain are inevitable. Resilience, however, is cultivated. Embracing responsibility, well, it's rarely easy. Pain and pressure often tag along with it. You know, weak men tend to shy away from responsibility just to dodge discomfort. But strong men, they embrace it. They take ownership of their actions, their choices, and honestly, their entire life. They get that avoiding responsibility only piles on more stress in the long run. Taking responsibility isn't easy. It's painful, no doubt about it. But in the end, it builds respect, confidence, and that all-important inner strength. Failure, that's just part of the pressure, isn't it? Weak men, they fear failure. They dodge challenges and, well, they stay small. But real men, they accept failure as inevitable. They take a hard look at their mistakes, adjust their strategies, and get back up again. Failure isn't the end. It's feedback. It's actually a tool for refinement. Pain and pressure, they don't destroy a man who understands this. Instead, they shape him into someone much stronger. Every setback, you know, it holds a lesson. Physical pain teaches us endurance and discipline. Emotional pain that brings empathy and self-awareness. And financial or professional pain, well, it teaches strategy and planning. Men who learn from pain, they use it as fuel to move forward. Those who ignore it, they just end up repeating the same mistakes. Honestly, the difference between growth and stagnation is all about how a man handles pain. Pressure makes you decisive. You know, under pressure, indecision kills. Weak men hesitate. They overthink, and then they freeze. Real men act. They assess the situation quickly, make calculated moves, and they take responsibility for the outcomes. Pressure develops decisiveness, a skill that translates to leadership, respect, and results in every area of life. Mastering the inner game. Pain and pressure, they're external, but the real battle is internal. Fear, doubt, anxiety, laziness, comfort. Most men lose this battle because, well, they focus on the outside world. Real men train the inner game. They cultivate discipline, mental toughness, and self-control. When the mind is unshakable, pain becomes manageable, and pressure, well, it becomes opportunity. The strength of silence. Real men often don't express every struggle. They absorb pressure without whining. They endure pain without complaining. This silence, it's not weakness. It is control. It allows them to process situations clearly, plan their next move, and respond with power rather than emotion. Weak men vent constantly. Strong men act quietly. So, you know, pain alone doesn't make a man strong. Action does. Every struggle is an opportunity to improve. Every setback is a call to rise higher. Real men convert pain into fuel, training harder, working smarter, loving deeper, learning faster. This is honestly how men become unstoppable. Life will test you in every domain: work, relationships, finances, health, family. A real man doesn't avoid these pressures. He meets them head-on. He maintains composure. He plans. He executes. Through repeated exposure to pressure, a man builds unshakable confidence, unwavering focus, and a reputation for reliability. The role of discipline. Well, it underpins everything. Without it, pain and pressure, they break a man. But with discipline, those same forces, they strengthen him. Daily habits, Waking early, training consistently, working relentlessly, controlling impulses. These create the foundation to endure life's storms. Discipline, you see, turns pain and pressure into allies, not enemies. And then there's emotional mastery. Pain and pressure, they trigger emotions: anger, frustration, fear. Real men master their emotions. They don't let feelings dictate their decisions. Anger becomes focus. Fear becomes preparation. Frustration becomes strategy. This emotional mastery, honestly, is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The long-term perspective, pain and pressure, they often feel unbearable in the moment. Weak men, they focus on the short term. They complain, they quit. But strong men, they think long-term. They endure temporary discomfort for permanent growth. They understand that temporary suffering today leads to strength tomorrow. This mindset, truly, is what makes real men resilient and, well, unstoppable. The reward of endurance. Men who master pain and pressure gain respect from others, inner confidence, unshakable focus, leadership credibility, and long-term success. Pain becomes a teacher. Pressure becomes a proving ground. The man who endures, he emerges stronger, wiser, and more capable than those who avoided struggle. Now, daily practices for handling pain and pressure: physical training, controlled exposure, reflection, discipline, emotional control. These daily practices, they create a man who thrives under pressure and grows through pain. So, to wrap it all up, pain and pressure are not signs of weakness. They are, in fact, opportunities to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Weak men avoid them. They complain. They quit. Real men, though, they embrace them. They endure. They learn. They grow. Discipline, self-control, and mental toughness, these allow a man to face life unshakable. Because, honestly, the truth is simple. A man who masters pain and pressure becomes unstoppable. Every challenge, every setback, every trial is an opportunity. Face it, endure it, learn from it, and in the process become the man others look up to, the man who cannot be broken.